Hello and welcome. My name's Mark and today we're at Tulleys farm. I'm just going to join the queue to the main entrance and then I'll take you inside and then I'll take it from there. But just going to join the queue. But stay tuned. This is been waiting for this all year. Right, made it into the park. Going to head round to the creepy cottage now, which is just this way. All round this way. Going to head to the right to creepy cottage. Just going to head into the creepy cottage now. Okay, I've just been in the creepy cottage. Really good maze. Great warm up. Still 11 more to do. I can't film inside the mazes today because I haven't paid for that or not press, but I'll do my review afterwards and sort of give you a description. So I'm going to cut in here. With this Tulleys event, I was very quick going from haunt to haunt. I really didn't have time to vlog in between. That sounds really bad. I did a poll on my Instagram, which is down below and on screen now, saying I might have just scrapped this video altogether. But everyone was sort of like, try and do what we can and try and save this vlog, because otherwise this vlog will be very short. So what I'm going to do is at each haunt, I'm going to give you my opinion on each individual haunt, what's it about, I'll give a bit of description of what's going around there, because like I said in the video, I can't actually film going around them for a number of reasons. One, it's not allowed filming in the mazes, and because I am on standard tickets. I did have fast passes for this trip, but I couldn't film in the mazes. It was very busy, but I'll try and give you like a description, a sum up on each of the mazes. I did 11 mazes in total when I was here, but I'm going to sort of mix it between me vlogging like this and the clips which I filmed when I was there, which is not that many, unfortunately, but I wanted to get a video out. So as I entered into the creepy cottage, this attraction's been going for many years. I remember doing it years ago when I was younger, and it's been around for many years. Really enjoyed it. Great sort of theming in the cottage. You sort of go around this cottage and actors sort of jumping out. A few good little scares. But yeah, it's good, sort of bit uneven on foot, got a few different floors and that. Really good. A bit short, but a really good warm up. I'd rate this on my scale about 3 out of 10. My favourite bit in that is they got these sort of curtains and or sheets hanging around, and sometimes actors jump out. That was one of my favourite bits. But yeah, that's the creepy cottage. Good warm up, and then we headed around to Hellements. Right, I'm going to head around now to Hellements. With this vlog, I'm going to wrap it up all at the end to give you my individual review to the end of the haunts, and all at the end, like all what's entailed in each of the haunts. So we'll head into Hellements. Hellements is a weird one. So you go and queue up, you put a bag on your head, and then you hold this rope on your left hand side and you follow this rope round. That's about 90% of it. You follow around holding this rope, and and then people sort of whisper things in your ear, or try to, but yeah, it's all right. I did notice on that in previous years there was a few flamethrower effects, but they didn't seem. There was one which I heard the clicking of the flamethrower, but didn't seem to be working this time. So yeah, that sort of adds to it. One thing I will note is the bags didn't really smell that fresh. Usually they're like freshly cleaned and things like that. This time I don't know whether they were that. I don't know what washing powder they were using, but sometimes they smell a lot cleaner than the ones that I was wearing. But yeah, that's a good one. Like I say, I think that's quite tame. I think that's on the same level as Creepy Cottage. Everyone's a bit nervous about putting the bag on their head, but I think it's quite all right, to be honest. It's not that bad. There's worse or scarier mazes there. And then at the end of Hellements, you do get a little scare maze with a few live actors, but there's nothing really, once again, nothing really major there. And then you exit out. I then headed to the Haunted Hayride, and this attraction is really good. It always has the biggest queues though around the park, but this attraction was really good. And actors make that so much on there. Lots of actors come aboard the tractor. Basically, you're on the tractor ride, and then actors sort of jump on the tractor, tell you a story, have a bit of a laugh. If someone jumps on with a chainsaw, really good. Some of the effects I've noticed in previous years weren't working today. Like they had one where a car tries driving into the tractor but doesn't, stops at the last minute. That wasn't working, or I don't know whether it was meant to be working this year. There's meant to be a spider dropping from the carriage. That didn't sort of work, or I don't know whether it's not meant to work. So there's a few things in previous years which seem to be a bit better, a bit more jump scarier. but it was all right. Once again, the actors make that. At Tulleys, the actors is what makes these haunts. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Then I stopped and had some food. Okay, I've just come off the haunted hay. I've got my food. Haunted Hayride, good little attraction. The actors just make it. Some of the effects weren't working, but like I say, the actors make that. Still a really good one for all the family, that one. But yeah. Around the same area with Creepy Cottage, Hellements, is the Coven of 13. I love this attraction. It's always got quite a fairly busy queue, but pretty much the Coven of 13 is all about witches. So you could go in to this smoke-filled room, and it's really hard to see. But yeah, then you get through, and he's got sort of like these airbags, which sort of a bit like a bouncy castle, but crush you each side, and you've got this layer of smoke across it, and the actors jump out the smoke. Sort of, that's done really well, really good effects. The lasers across there, and then you head out into the garden. We've got all these fires, and then like the witches sort of all at different points try and get you in these little huts. That's really cool. And then at the end, you walk all the way around to this hot room and filled with smoke, and the actors jump out and try and get you in the smoke. You really can't see anything, but you're not even your hand in front of your face. So yeah, you get some really good scares in there. My favourite part about that is got to be the lasers and the smoke. I think that's done really well and a really good effect. And it's just a really good maze to go through. Like I say, I'm going to be saying that a lot around Tulleys. All the mazes are really good. Okay, I've just been on the Coven of 13, really good scares in there, really good scenery. I like that one, it's enjoyable. Now we're going to head across the park to Electric Circus, Carving, all those other ones. Also, the main food plaza here has got a new roof, nice starry roof, really cool. Yeah, I love Tulleys. Like I say, I come here every year. I have paid for these tickets, these aren't sponsored. Aren't sponsored, so these are sort of my genuine views. Yeah, like I say, I'll give you my full reviews in each maze at the end of the video. We're going to head around to the right and try and find Purgery, one of my favourites from last year. Up next was the Purgery. I remember this from last year. It was new for 2024 and it's back this year. This time they've changed the entrance where it used to be next to Haunted Hayride. That turned into the exit, so you had to go around the other way. Really long queue for this one, massive queue. Even on off-peak days, it is really busy. So it's definitely one to queue up for. You go in pairs or groups of 2 or 3 with your group, and you hold a lantern, and the lantern flickers and changes no matter with what room you're in. And these people and nuns run across, jump out at you. Really well done. Really love the lantern effect, and the scenery and the nuns just make that. They don't jump out. They don't say anything. It's just sort of that horror sort of nun horror film vibe, and yeah, it's really good. I love that one. I could lap that all the time because I get some great scares. The only thing I would say is this year, obviously, they have flipped the maze round where the exit has become the entrance and the entrance become the exit. The doors used to say to you, go and follow the white doors. The doors are all sort of facing the wrong way, so you've got to go round. So the doors have opened towards you rather than away from you. So it's a little bit harder to follow, but still a brilliant maze and definitely one if you are visiting Tulleys to go to. Okay, I've just been on Purgery. Really enjoyed that. Really good. I love the lantern. Yeah, like I say, I'll give my full review at the end of these videos and what's included in all these mazes. But yeah, really good. Now we're going to head across to some bigger ones. Obviously, the atmosphere around here is really good. With all the music. Really cool. Here's the new one, heading round to Glitch. It's the new one for 2025. The next maze was Glitch. This was new for this year. I really enjoyed this one. It's sort of a bit like AI, hospital-y, but the scenery and props which they did have in there were really good. I sort of got the theme. Obviously, it used to be the cellar where the location was, and yeah, you can tell it's got sort of some of the cellar chains and that, and like barricades and cellar bars. But yeah, it's done pretty well. A few great scares from my mates on there, so I really enjoyed that. Great scenery, great addition. I think the cellar was getting a bit old in previous years, so it was nice to see them trying to do something fresh. But yeah, I really enjoyed this maze. Not one of my top 3 at Tulleys, but it is a really good maze nonetheless. Okay, I've just been on Glitch there. Really good scare maze, really great set pieces in there, really good props, good lots of actors. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Makes a difference from the cellar, but yeah, it's a really good upgrade. Get down, really enjoy Glitch. Anyway, going to head around across to Chop Shop or Wastelands now. We next went to Doomtown, and this maze is my favourite in terms of scenery. It is done absolutely phenomenally. You pretty much walk around this town where zombies jump out, and you go through a church, and you go through Greg's and like a Chinese, a cinema. There's some great scenery, great props. There's so much to see. Blockbusters, Boots, and they've done it really well. I love this. It opened a couple of years ago now, and I love it to bits. You can just go around that and see different things on scenery. Don't worry about the actors. Go around that and see different things on the scenery. I really enjoyed that one. I could lap that so much if I had the time. But yeah, I really enjoyed Doomtown. Definitely one to go and do if you are heading to Tulleys. If you've only got a few you can do, Doomtown is definitely one to do. Okay, I've just been on Doomtown, really love that one, really great scenery and props. Anyway, we're going to head across to Chop Shop, which, if you can hear in the background, sounding really good. Yeah, we're going to get into Chop Shop queue. Really good evening. At the moment, it's 10:15, so still got a few haunts left to do. Like I say, at the end of this video, we're going to wrap up, and I'll give you my full debrief of each of the haunts. I'll probably do that in the morning when I'm editing this, because at the moment it's quite busy and might not be able to hear me because it's very loud. It's really busy tonight, but luckily I've got fast track for everything. There's still quite a lot of people here. I pre-booked these, but this ain't sponsored by Tulleys. Really, it's sponsored by my legs because there's still a lot of walking to do, but it is not sponsored by Tulleys. They haven't gifted me these tickets. I brought these out of my own money and brought a couple of friends along as well. Yeah, we're going to head around Chop Shop now. I'll give my full review when I'm out. Like I say, this video is going to be a bit different than my normal ones. It's quite difficult, and I've got so much to cram in, and in such a short space of time, it's going to be hard vlogging and going around the haunts. So yeah, but I'm having an amazing night so far. Next up, we entered Chop Shop. And if you don't know Chop Shop, this has been going for many years. It's pretty much a car garage, and then people take you to the chop shop, and people just attack you from all angles with chainsaws, strobe lights. It is long, it is intense, and it's definitely a scary maze. Okay, I've just come out of Chop Shop. Really good maze, really good haunts in there. Loads of good jump scares in there, the chainsaws in Chop Shop, really good. If you've never been there before, pretty much you've got these people in pig masks who go in the garage, you've got all the old cars there, and then they just come at you with chainsaws from all angles, bang them against the wall. Really good effect, really good scares. Yeah, like I say, in this vlog we have got loads of haunts to do. So far I've done Perjury, Haunted Hayride, Creepy Cottage, Elements. We've just done Chop Shop and Doomtown. I'll probably, like I say, in this video, I'm going to head across now to Wastelands Penitentiary. I love the theming in this area, love the actors. I think Tulleys has just really done well at theming, music, everything. Just come out of Wastelands. I love the scenery around here. Anyway, going to head to another one. All the actors. Okay, so the next maze was Wastelands Penitentiary. And this is a prison maze where you walk through a prison and there's a riot and all these people are trying to get you out and about in the prison. Really good soundtrack. The only criticism I have of this maze, and I say it every year, even though when I wasn't doing this channel, is the queue line. The queue line has strobe lights all the time, flickering lights, noises, and loudness, and it is loud, and it's just really unpleasant, especially if it's a long wait. That queue line will really mess with your head and really give you headaches. I don't mind the strobe lights in the maze, but that queue line, I think it should be just be solid lighting. The flickering lights really hurts your head. But they do make use of the strobe effects in the maze and in the prison, and they do some really good scares. Speaking of Wastelands Penitentiary, they do a show there on every half an hour, so like 8 every half hour gap. I don't need to explain half an hour gap, but yeah, they every half an hour do a show around there. Really good light show with fire effects and dancing. Yeah, it's really good. I did get a bit of documentation. You've probably just seen it, but yeah, there's a good show there. Then we headed across to our final maze, which was the carving, and this was new last year as well. Used to be called the island where this stood, but yeah, the carving, you go around into like this American family, and pretty much they're going to carve you up and put you in for food, and people come out with you with knives, chainsaws. It's quite a long one, the carving, really long one, the longest there, I believe. The only issue is the actors do spread out, so there are a few dead spots, if that makes sense, in terms of actors and like actors going around. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Well, carving's all right, but I wasn't too bothered about doing this one this year, because I wanted to do Chop Shop, Wastelands and Doomtown were my main three, and Perjury as well. That pretty much does all the ones I did. I will talk a bit about Electric Circus. We didn't have time to do that due to many factors. The queue coming into Tulleys was horrendous. We queued for about an hour to get through just to get our tickets, and we had fast tracks for everything, and even then we still didn't have time to do everything. So that is very something to bear in mind. If you are going to Tulleys, make sure you get there nice and early to get your tickets into the park. Also, Electric Circus shut at 11 because it was such a long queue, which was very upsetting and disappointing, so we didn't get time to do that. But I can give you a pretty brief description of what it was last year. It probably wouldn't have changed. Electric Circus to do with clowns. Clowns come out at you, all electrified due to being in the circus. Great animatronics in there, great props, and yeah, there's some really good things in that like last year, but I can't give you this year's review. Like I say, this has been a bit different vlog or video. I've sort of put my footage and mixed it up. I don't know how I'm going to edit this, but yeah, I thought I'd give you my sort of in-depth breakdown of each haunt like I've done here, because I really didn't have time to record any footage there because I was literally going from one haunt to the next. Didn't have time to give my review in between because it was just that busy and so much to do. So this video is a bit different than what we're used to on this channel. So I hope this is okay. Like I said, I did a poll and everyone wanted sort of me to try and make a video from it. So this is what this is. Like I say, I thought I'd give you my review and mix it with some footage. Hopefully next year will be better. I am still going next year, but I might see whether we can film in the mazes and get you a bit better review, because obviously time was a factor in this. Anyway, you can look forward to coming weeks. I'm going to Thorpe Park and Alton Towers. Alton Towers is already booked, and I have got a surprise next month. I'm going to have to get my passport out because I'm going to another theme park abroad. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. It's not the best. I'm sorry about that. It's not like my usual format, and I do want to keep putting out really good content for you, but this wasn't my usual format. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. Like I say, it's a bit different than my usual ones. I've really enjoyed my day here. To wrap it up, I've done pretty much everything all but one. You've got to make sure you stick with the times. I even have fast passes, so if you were here without fast passes, it's really struggle to do everything. Anyway, I've really enjoyed it. Really good night, really good evening. Yeah, actors always amazing here. Live street actors, street performance, always good at Tulleys. I love coming here every year, and it still hasn't changed my opinion. Some of the effects in some places and actors sort of lacking in very hit and miss places, but the actors which are there do an amazing job, and I just think it's well worth the while. Anyway, that pretty much brings me to the end of this video. Like I say, I'll probably be cutting bits and bobs like in between sort of my reviews of each scare maze, because it's really hard to document it, because there's so much to do in such a short amount of time, so much to give my opinion and my full vlog, and I've got to be jumping from attraction to attraction just to squeeze it in this evening. The only one I didn't do is Electric Circus, but I can give you my review of that from previous years. Anyway, I'll thank you guys for watching. I've got Alton Towers coming up and Thorpe Park in the next coming weeks, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next video, whenever that may be. So laters. Very active round in the foyer as people are going. Looking so good, love it around here.